Welcome to this video, which is all about Forex trading basics for beginners. And what we're going to be doing today is looking at the most important character trait in terms of achieving Forex trading success, which is discipline. You need to trade with discipline under pressure, okay? If you can do that, you can make money. Now, in terms of a strategy, okay, you don't need to be particularly intelligent or have a high IQ to win at Forex trading, because the best strategies are simple. They'll always work, okay? Anyone can learn a simple strategy. But it is a fact that most traders cannot trade with discipline. They let their emotions get involved. When they've got a loser, they'll let it run and hope it turns around. When they've got a profitable trade, they're so pleased, they just don't want to see it get away. They'll snatch the profit early. The exact opposite, of course, of what you need to do to win at Forex. You've got to cut your losses, keep them small, but run your profits to cover your inevitable losses. Now, in terms of why traders find this so hard to do, I'm going to discuss that in more detail in a moment. I'm also going to give you 10 rules, okay? If you incorporate these 10 rules in your trading plan, okay, they will make you a disciplined trader and they'll keep you disciplined at all times. Now, in terms of trading discipline, obviously we're going to be going through the rules and why it's so hard for most traders in a moment. But what I want to do first of all is just show you a quick bit of footage, okay, with some quotes which are very relevant to what I want to discuss in this tutorial. Now, you might wonder why I've done them over the footage that I have. You'll see it in a moment. I'm going to just show it to you with the quotes. Then I'll be back in about 45 seconds to discuss. Back after that short bit of footage there and 3 quotes on discipline. Now, in terms of the footage, obviously of the red arrows. Now, in terms of what they're doing there, they have to be very, very disciplined, to put it mildly. They're flying high speed, 6 foot apart. One lapse of concentration or discipline or focus, someone could be dead. Now, in terms of Forex trading, of course, it's not a life or death situation. But I think in terms of traders, when they come in to trade, they either think that discipline is just easy, they're just going to acquire it, or that discipline really is just secondary to method, okay? Nothing could be further from the truth. Mark Douglas, one of the great psychologists on trading, once said that trading basically is only 20% method and probably 80% mindset. You can have a method that can make money, but you've got to execute it in the correct manner to make sure that it makes you money. If you cannot execute a system with discipline, you just don't have one. Now, in terms of when you come to trade the markets, think about this fact, okay? How many traders make money in a demo account? Nearly every single one of them. How many traders make money in real-time trading? Hardly any. What is the difference? The difference is the pressure of trading money under uncertainty, which obviously brings out our emotions. Now, in terms of staying disciplined, it really is a choice, okay? But there is a learning curve involved, okay? In terms of, that first quote I gave, your discipline comes from experience. You're going to have to learn in the markets making mistakes. And trust me, you will make mistakes when you start to trade. It's inevitable. Every trader does. What we need to aim for, though, is what was said in the third quote, which is discipline becomes so ingrained in us, we're no longer focused on the money. Okay, so we're just focused on executing our trading plan as best we can. Yeah, we're focused in the moment. We're just doing the right things as we go along in real time. Okay, it sounds easy. It's not as easy as it sounds, but of course it can be done. Now, what I want to do is explore a little bit more about the psychology of discipline in a moment. What I want to do first of all is give my top 10 tips for beginners on maintaining discipline in the markets, and if you make mistakes, how to learn from them and basically get back on track. So here are my 10 tips, and I'll be back to discuss a little bit more about the psychology of trading in a moment. Okay, here are 10 tips on becoming a disciplined trader. The first one is know your strategy's edge over the longer term. Now, you need to know your strategy's edge, why you are going to win longer term, so you can stay with the strategy when you're in a losing period. You'll never ever become a disciplined trader unless you have confidence in your strategy's edge. So you can't copy trades from someone else or take tips or anything like that. If you don't know the edge of your strategy, you simply don't have one. Point number 2, place stops in the market. Don't use mental stops. Now, a lot of people think they can adhere to mental stops. It's almost impossible for traders to adhere to mental stops. As soon as it goes past the mental stop level, you'll put it back, and you'll say what many losing traders have said to me over the years, which is, can't get out now because I'm losing too much. You need to have a cut-off point. It sounds obvious. Many traders make the mistake of mental stops rather than stops in the market. Now, point number 3, set profit objectives in advance, then update the trade daily. If your trading rules indicate the trade is valid, do not be tempted to bank it. You've got to run your profits to cover your losses. One error I've seen over the years with so many traders, and it's totally illogical, is they bank their winning trades early, their profits, to cover their losses that they've got. That is just totally illogical, but so many traders do it. Don't make that mistake. Now, point number 4, trade within your emotional comfort zone. If you constantly think about a trade and you want to check the price all the time, or it's stressing you out, it's too big. You've got to cut trade size into your emotional comfort zone. I've always said that in terms of Forex trading, you do not actually need much leverage at all, or size, to make great gains in the market. 10 to 1 leverage is plenty in my view. Tip number 5, be patient. Be disciplined to do nothing. Don't try and force money from the markets. If you don't see a good high odds trade, just simply don't trade. Just wait. You've got to learn the art of sitting. You don't need to make that many trades per month to make money. So just focus on high odds trades. Now, it's inevitable that your strategy will hit drawdown, and it's inevitable you are going to have a long drawdown period at some point. Do not try and recover quickly. Don't try and force profits to get back to where you were. Cut back trading size and recover slowly. Okay, it's much more emotionally easy, let's say, to recover slowly than to try and do it too quickly. If you try and go too quickly, recover your losses, you just end up digging yourself a bigger hole, and you'll never recover. So basically take your time, accept drawdown, and work your way back slowly. 7, point 7, don't get complacent when making money. Many traders get complacent. They feel very confident or overconfident. They add to their positions. They've overexposed themselves in the market. They don't see turning points coming, and they basically give back all their profits and more to the markets. Always be alert when you're in a winning streak. A losing streak will come around pretty quickly. So if you've got a lot of money in the market, and make sure that you protect it, i.e. protect your profits. Number 8, don't think about the money, just the execution of your plan. Now, obviously that is quite difficult to do for many people. But what you've got to do is, if you've got a strategy with an edge, you don't think about the money. You just focus on executing your plan as best that you can. Okay, if you do that, then the profits will simply follow. Okay, so focus on correct execution of your plan at all time. Don't get too excited about the profits, and also don't get too despondent when you're losing. Point number 9, mistakes are inevitable. Just learn from them. Many traders come in the markets and say they're not going to make any mistakes. Every trader does. The real mistake, though, is not learning from the mistake that you've made and repeating it. Yeah, if you actually do run a loss, for example, or add to a losing trade, learn from it and don't do it again. They are inevitable. Any trader who says they're not going to make mistakes will soon get a rude awakening in the markets. Now, point number 10. Mitigate any personal discipline problems you may have. Okay, mine is actually running profits. I have no problem whatsoever taking losses, but I'm always tempted, it's my personality, to want to snatch profits. So how do I overcome that? Just as a personal example, what I do is I come in heavy at the start of the trade and I remove 50% of it when I reach a certain profit objective, my first one, and I let the other half run. By doing that, I can normally get the trade that is left in the market, even if it reverses, it's only going to be a minor loss, or I might even still come out at a profit, which means I will have the discipline to run the trade that's remaining for as long as possible. Okay, and that's just personal to me. What you've got to do is just be honest with yourself and just know your weaknesses and mitigate. We'll go back off those 10 tips there on becoming a disciplined trader and maintaining discipline. And like I've said, you are going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. They're just inevitable. Just learn from them. Now, in terms of my teaching career now, I've taught tens of thousands of traders, and one group that has always tended to do well is people from the military. Now, the military are the classic example of people who have to maintain a high level of discipline. And, they're used to following a plan rigidly. And, I've always said that Forex trading has got nothing to do with intelligence. Emotional discipline is the real key to trading success. Also, emotional discipline is the key to success in anything you do in life. To get a long-term gain, you've got to suffer short-term pain. We've all heard that saying, and it's true. Whatever profession you aspire to be really good at, you've got a learning curve, you've got pain to go through to reach your goal of gain. In terms of Forex trading, that's obviously long-term profits. So I think, in terms of discipline, if you're a beginner, do not underestimate how important it is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up with some more footage of the red arrows, and I'm going to give some of my favourite tips or favourite quotes, on trading discipline from Vic Spearandio, and also some of my favourite quotes on discipline which just relate to life, with my favourite one coming from the book Don Quixote by Miguel Cervantes. And when you read the quote, you will understand why discipline is so important and why most people cannot achieve their aim of being a disciplined trader. So thank you for watching me as usual. Hope you enjoy the quotes on the way out and the flying, and I will be back soon with another video. Take care. Have a good day.
To put the seal on a triumphant weekend, the Red Arrows are invited to fill the prestigious evening display slot in front of Quebec's high society. Having come so far so quickly, 2008's red arrows have well and truly arrived.